Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. Appreciate you guys checking in, checking out the show tonight. Should be a fun one here because we're going to explore some videos and try to come up with some solutions to some problems. There are a number of videos and content creators who have discussed something very similar to what we're going to discuss tonight. And that is, can we, in fact, hold ladies accountable to can we hold them accountable in relationships? So something worthy, I think, of discussion. So make sure you do say hello so we can acknowledge you. So we can acknowledge you. So I had an interesting conversation with my son tonight. Um, and these guys are a lot young guys. I'm talking about in their 20s and early 30s. Well, I think all of his friends are late 20s are really struggling to figure out what's going on out here. What's really good out here in these streets, right? What's really, really good? What's really good on these streets here? So, and I appreciate the fact that he would come and try to pick my brain as to what's going on here. So, I gave him the little bit of wisdom and knowledge that I have, and I hope that he will take it and listen. It's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of frustration going on out here. Let me see here. Let me put this up here. Um, Let me start a question and answer. It's a poll question and answer. Start a question and answer. Let's try this here. No, I don't want that. We'll do this here. Start a poll. Can women young come? All right. Can women be held accountable? Can women be held accountable? Let's see. Never. Put this one down. Let's see. Sometimes depends. Is this a relationship thing or is it let's see. Yes, never. No. All right, we'll start this here. We'll go with this here. You'll be listening in the background. Okay, okay. Thank you for that. Independent POV. What's up? What's up? What's up? Make sure y'all hit the like button. Let's get some more people up in here. Make sure you hit the like button. Gonna hang out as long as I can. Uh Down here fighting for my life. Down in Texas, what's going on down there? You're not in the you're not trying to break Don Lemon out of jail, right? What is this? Uh, um, and y'all hear about that? Don Lemon there got arrested. I mean, if you watch the news and pay attention to that kind of thing, Don Lemon got arrested. I don't know the latest of it. I haven't seen if he's still inside or whatever. So, but I just did a video. It's actually editing in the background here as we speak here. I don't know if it's slowing my computer down or not, but um, Don Lemon gets arrested. So I don't know the latest about that. So I did a video. We don't know the charges yet, and I wanted to read over the charges about what he got arrested for. Was it the Ku Klux Klan Act that they were talking about? Was it the FACE, the federal access to clinical something like that? So yeah, sometimes life gives you lemons. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Sometimes life gives you lemons. But listen, man. I mean, if you start talking about the wrong thing, right? I don't think that he should have been arrested. But that's my own opinion. But we got to look and see what the charges are. And when I was researching it, right, so he got they being the government brought it to one judge. The judge is like, nah, get out of here with this. So they changed some stuff around, brought it back to another judge, or I shouldn't say they brought some changed some things around. They brought it to another judge to try to overturn what the first judge had said, and they were like, nah, you can get some other people, but certainly Don Lemon isn't one of them. And it's a couple of I'm saying Don Lemon, but it's a couple of other reporters. And then of course they go to I said, okay, forget that. Then it went to a grand jury, and the grand jury ends up doing it, giving an indictment. But we know how that goes. So uh There's something going on around here that got me. Three of my coworkers were out this week. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. I do not miss that. I do not miss that. And in the PD, right? I used to hate working in the PD because you stayed sick. I'm sure it's the same thing with corrections, probably hospitals. People who are around people all the time, and sickly people. And people would come in and be coughing and hacking, and then we had to house them in time. I'm talking people who came in and being arrested. Even some people would come in and give complaints and stuff. You got to talk to these people. They're coughing, they're hacking, they're sick, and I hated that. And then your coworkers be sick sometimes. People sneezing, coughing in meetings and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, you got to get out of here. So I do not miss. I don't think I've been sick. I think I caught COVID. I don't know how I caught COVID, but that COVID was the only time I've been sick since I retired. I haven't gotten the flu, haven't had a cold, runny nose, any of that stuff. And I don't know how I caught COVID. So I don't know how I did it. I think I actually caught it from a gas station because one day I'd gone to pick up my son. I'd gone to pick up my son and I gassed up. And that was the only time I interacted with anyone. So I think it was like maybe on the gas pump. So that's the only way I can think about how I got sick. So, um, but yeah, all right. So I do not. I said all that to say I do not miss going to work with people and catching stuff from your coworkers or whatever. And even my kids, my daughter comes over sometimes. She works in an environment where she's dealing with people. I'm like, listen, you got to get out because I don't like that. I don't like that. Uh, don't get it effed up. There are a few issues here. He is happy about being center and getting arrested. He's probably looking at the payday he's going to get. He's probably thinking about the payday he's going to get concerning, you know. But that's dependent upon this administration, and this is why I'm not in favor of it. I'm not in favor of it. Well, he wasn't protesting. He wasn't protesting. He was um, in a church. Um, I'm gonna upload the other video tonight. I was talking to my son, so I couldn't do it earlier. When I get off with you guys, I'll upload it to my other channel. So y'all go over the Dr. L's breakdown, check that out, and give it a like. But he was not protesting. He was in a church reporting on the protesters. Now, I would say that the protesters were wrong in that. They walked into a church. I mean, it's one thing to stand outside, but you go inside doing that. And Don Lemon followed them inside. So that's going to be the debate that they're going to have in court. Should he have followed them inside the church when they were protesting? And two judges said no, he didn't. I think it was like a third judge, and then brought it to the grand jury. I read it. I read through it, but it wasn't really clear as to whether it's a grand jury or whether it was a judge who did it. So Shamal sent me a video yesterday about a virus worse than COVID-19. It's currently in Asia. Listen, there's always some bug that's escaping or whatever. So who knows? Who knows? Don made a call to action in a church. LOL, bro, it's stupid. And I wonder if he thought about those working class people who do not hold his wealth status. Well, I hear you, but I think that he was trying to get the news out there. It's definitely questionable as to whether he should have followed them into the church. But but as far as the way the statute reads, as far as inciting and plotting and planning and hurting people and all the other words and verbiage in there, clearly that wasn't going on. Clearly that wasn't going on. But I was laughing at Don when he was dissing Nikki. It's hard to tell Nikki is true her best to keep her family members in America because they are immigrants. Yeah, he was mad at Nikki. Nicki Minaj. He was mad at her for what she was saying. He was mad. Did he call her a tether? He was definitely mad at her. So, and this is the thing, man. I know people don't want to hear this, man, but we got to figure this thing out about what's going on between us black folks, the men and the women, Black Americans against everybody else. Nobody else seems to be black enough. It's all madness to me. But I guess white folks are doing the same thing. I watched a video today of this guy, a racist guy, Richard Spencer, and him backing off of the stuff that he was saying years ago. It was an interesting thing. Not that he doesn't like black people, but he's like, what are we doing here, right? So it was an interesting kind of a back off. Let's see. All right, so we got a couple of videos here we're going to discuss. Let's get to it here. So first video is two videos here that I wanted to play. First one is a dog fighter. I got to mute it because there's music playing in the background. But I just thought it was cute to put on here because it's talking about how women are evading accountability. Where we at with the poll here, right? Y'all get the votes up in here. There's more than 20 people in here. Hit the like button, number one, and then go over to the poll and hit that. Let's know where you're at. So far, people are saying that women can be held accountable. That's at 38%, and then another 38% says no. Says sometimes. So go over there and hit that button. What's up, Doug? Yes, brother. We were just talking about people staying well. Thank you for that low key darkness. Yeah, everything's good with me, man. Everything is good with me. Everything is real good because I am I finished up some stuff with some lawyers and stuff, and so I have nothing else to do, so I can really get back to traveling. So I'm teaching on campus this semester, and that's done the first week of May. So by the second week of May, I'm going to start planning now. I'm going to start hitting the road here, going back to Colombia, going to hit Panama. I'm just going to be a free man. So I will be traveling on the road and making my videos from there. So I'm debating whether I want to continue talking about this and just turn it into a completely travel channel or do something. I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but here we go. All right, here we go here. Okay, we'll play this one here. This is women evading responsibility, accountability, I should say. I can't play it because it's got music here. So you see the fighter here, and there's missiles coming after it, and the women are just ducking and dodging there. I thought it was pretty funny. Shooting off the flares there to distract the missile there from getting to it. So I wonder what kind of ship that is. What is it? I don't know. I can't even tell what kind of. Anyway, so that's one. That's one I want to play. And I got this from Anita's page, Better Love Movement here.
Pretty large Instagram account that I followed recently features an awful, absolutely bristling with rage about the state of the world. In every post, she's barely holding it together, on the verge of hot, angry tears. It's just an incredible stream of negativity. She goes on about how horrible it is that her husband dares to try to calm her down. And I thought she was bad. Then I read the comments. The level of man hatred in them was appalling. If it was men saying this stuff about women, they would be banned. One of the comments actually said, and I'm not joking, women see patterns of danger. Men are not used to seeing danger. What? So it was the rich liberal women who kept humanity alive through wars and famines with their hot takes about the patriarchy? I feel sorry for these women who have never met any real men. It's really too bad for them. But when it comes down to it, I think that it is the role of the older woman to rein in the worst excesses of female behavior, not the role of the man. Obviously, men in relationships with women, especially raising daughters, have a huge amount of influence. But really, it's the job for the older women to keep the younger women with their extreme emotionality and extreme entitlement in check. The tough stuff should be left to the old ladies. It's very hard for a man to talk to a woman in a harsh way. It's very hard for a woman to hear criticism, and especially to hear criticism from the person who, in your mind, is supposed to love and cherish you. We're brought up to expect the man to be loving and cherishing and protecting, not criticizing and upbraiding or disciplining. But the older women have abandoned that responsibility, unless, of course, it was to tell white girls that they're to blame for slavery in the 19th century. But the message from mainstream culture these last 20 years is that girls should expect the world in return for just existing. Girls and women in the upper and middle class in America are not held to standards that past generations of women and girls were held to. Because at some point society decided it was really mean. And it was really mean When I was growing up, there was still old women around who would openly criticize you for random things. You weren't speaking clearly enough. Your clothes were messy. You dragged your feet. Your hair was in your face. You put on weight. They were mean, these women, but it's time they made a comeback because we need to inject a little bit of humility back into our lives. So older women, let your judgments flow. One pretty large Instagram account that I
So that was, I thought, was pretty good there. This lady is saying, that's the wrong one there. This lady is saying that because the older women were not fell into the trap of not holding the younger women accountable, the younger women are just doing what they want, gaining weight, hair is a mess, sliding their feet, just wanting to get things just for merely existing. And so she also said that the older women had abandoned their responsibility of holding these young ladies accountable because it was unpopular, because it was mean. It was seen as mean. You're being too harsh. You're being too mean. You're hurting my feelings. My feelings. Oh, here you go. What's up? What's up, Anita? You can certainly come up if you want. I'm about to play one of your videos there. Let me know if you want to come up. The video of the female that was speaking about mostly men. The video of a female that was speaking about mostly men. I'm lost on that one. And she showed her face. I'm lost on that one. I'm sorry. Western feminist with Western first world issues. Dr. L, the matrilineal side has no authority over younger women anymore. Yeah, this is what this lady just said. I am writing a paper on free labor, and it states that fact. Are you in school, or are you just writing papers, or what's up with that? Let me know. I'd like to read it. I'd like to check it out. Send it to me. You got my email, right? So my email's in the thing is on my video links. So send it to me. I'd like to read it. Yes, you are doing your best to hold women accountable. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. What's up, pirate broadcaster? We need more women, older women, to do it. Yeah, we do. We do. We do. Without forming structures of free labor. Okay. All right. Well. All right. So those are two videos that I want to kind of do a warm-up video with. And the next one is, lo and behold, my bestie here is Anita. And she's going to try to address this. And this is going to be just a short here. So let me stop screen share. And this one is the first one up. So let's listen to Anita as she tries to hold ladies accountable. Some of these I watched about a month ago. I was planning to do this about a month ago, and I got so busy. So I forgot a lot of stuff. So here we go here. Watch history.
And he told me that women, so I was talking to a male friend of mine the other day, and he told me that women don't apologize and women can't be held accountable. I began to really think deeply about this idea. And one of the things that came across my mind is in the last 9 months or so of me being in my private practice, I have myself experienced many women, whether they came as a couple or they came by themselves, they very abruptly discontinued their therapy. And I started to reflect and really think, what was going on here? And I noticed that after I had to confront them about something, I had to bring to their attention something they were doing that wasn't contributing to the health of the relationship, they became very defensive and very harsh, and they stopped coming.
Therapy doesn't work. For the majority of men out there, therapy is the end of the relationship.
So I was talking to a male friend of mine.
All right, so that's that. So here is a therapist saying that when she tries to hold the ladies accountable, they stop coming. They stop coming to therapy. What's up with that? So we had one older lady saying we need more ladies to hold other ladies accountable and forget their feelings. And another one is saying that here is the situations. I'm trying to hold you accountable, trying to hold up a mirror to your actions, to your behaviors, and you just can't seem to be able to take it. You want to leave. What's up with that? Why is this such a hard thing? So I want to play this next video here because I think that this lady tries to address it as well. And she's got a pretty substantial group of followers. Let's see here. I'll do this one here.
Hi, guys.
This is why women hate accountability, how to hold women accountable. Any guy can do this. So you brothers out there, you make sure you take notes. We'll speed this up just a little bit here to 1.5
Hi, guys.
speed.
I'm about to dive into a topic that most people skirt around because they don't want to ruffle feathers. But I'm not most people. You've seen it. I've seen it in society. We're force fed this narrative of female empowerment. And I get it to a certain extent, but we are seriously missing the mark when that empowerment is mistaken for entitlement and accountability is thrown out the window. We're caught up in a world that shields women from accountability, a world that allows, encourages, and even incentivizes them to escape from the consequences of their actions. See, women always like to talk about double standards when it suits them. However, they fail to realize the double standards that are out here that work in their favor. This goes back to childhood. A little girl is raised to be able to get away with more things than a boy. A little girl can lie, get caught in that lie, and be let off the hook way easier than a boy simply because she's a girl.
Now, have you all experienced that? So she's saying, I'm going to write this stuff down. Women from little girls don't receive same punishments. Y'all think that's true? What's up, H. Johns? What's up?
Her punishments will typically be way more lenient than a boy. Boys are raised almost from the start to take accountability, and that is key. This disparity subconsciously teaches little girls a sense of entitlement. This teaches her that she can get away with anything simply because of her gender. They learn to avoid responsibility, thinking that they're like exempt from consequences just because they're females. It's a toxic cycle that's carried into adulthood. The result is a world where too many women think that they can avoid taking responsibility in relationships, jobs, and life in general, all while blaming someone else. This is what's at the cornerstone of female liberation, Me Too, feminism, etc. Always somebody else's mistake, someone else's fault, never their own.
And I was actually accused of being too hard on my daughter. So I end up softening up later on. But I held her accountable. Go in there, say you're sorry to your brother. What'd you learn from this? She was playing on a bunch of sports teams. She played from the time she was 8 until she was 18, 10 years. Playing in sports teams, you got to take accountability, right? You guys messed up. I held my daughter accountable. I can't say that. So please go over to the poll question there. We got over 30 people in here. Make sure you hit the like button. Play the Sha'Carri Richardson video of the cop taking her to jail for going 104 miles per hour on the highway. Is that a video? I never even heard of this one. I thought you were going to talk about her assaulting her boyfriend there. She got arrested for going 104 miles an hour? Oh my God. I didn't know that. Let me look this up in the background here.
And this narrative is so pervasive that it has successfully infected society to its core. Society has given women an abundance of choices. And the downside is the more choices you tend to have, the less accountability you feel like you have to take because you can always hide behind another choice. This is why I say the vast majority of women are narcissistic in nature. And I've gotten a lot of hate from that. For anyone who doesn't believe me, let me throw some facts your way to prove my point. Number one, female narcissists tend to hate when they're not the center of attention, and they go to excessive lengths to make sure that the spotlight is focused on them. Doesn't this sum up damn near 80% of females on social media and in society? Number two, female narcissists tend to pursue men who are already in committed relationships, and they then aim to sabotage those relationships. How many women out here not only sleep with married men, but prefer married men or men in relationships? Number 3, female narcissists tend to self-victimize.
All right, so we got self-victimized. I didn't write down number 2 there. Our dad's too soft, not you. Okay, I think you're trying to yell at me there with the all caps. I'm not one that goes off on that, but let's keep it cordial here. You said you dads. I'm a dad. So who's the you? That's why I said that. I understand I'm not all dads. So, I mean, if you're here just to troll, you're not doing a very good job at it. That's the most recent video. I will check. We'll watch this after this video. I found the video, so we'll check it out. It must be recent. Yeah, it is. My dad has always been super brutal. And women weaponize their tears. They cry to get sympathy. Cluster B types. All right. All right. So here we go. Self-sabotage. What did she say? Self something. I'll rewind a little bit.
Not only sleep with married men, but prefer married men or men in relationships. Number 3, female narcissists tend to self-victimize. How many men are locked up right now because a woman provoked him, and then when he actually finally reacted, she played the victim? These men are locked away, their futures and records ruined because a woman refused to accept her part in a situation. Instead of admitting that she provoked him, she cries victim. Instead of owning her consent, she regrets it and then later screams, "That's not justice, that's manipulation." That's a
Olivia is telling the truth. Facts. She bases it on social and psychological studies. I looked for some. I went over. I didn't do a very deep dive, but I went over to Google Scholar a couple weeks ago, and I did it a couple hours ago before I booted this up. I couldn't find anything, so I'm definitely interested to see these studies because I'm one who wants to read the studies. Like, I wonder where this comes from. Where did this come from? This inability to hold people accountable, and if it's coming from this kid stuff or being raised as a kid, then that's something we definitely got to do something about. Also, the entitlement that has been put in here about food stamps, etc. Right, always being bailed out of something. Let's see. No, anyway, somebody put that in there. So I'd love to see these studies.
severe lack of accountability. The truth is that men are being sacrificed, their lives completely ruined, all on the altar of female innocence. Now let's flip the script. How many women do you think are locked away right now because a man lied to dodge accountability? I bet my bottom dollar you can't find very many because women know that the legal system tends to lean in their favor.
And that's definitely true. She's probably going to get into. It's been a while since I watched this, but she's probably going to get into the amount of sentences or the length of sentences that ladies would get if in comparison to what a man would get. But I'm going to tell you, all the times that women would lie, we would catch them in lies, dialing 911 for no reason, the guys videotaping their women beating them up and stuff, right? And they would show this to us, right? I was working at the time. This is going on. I'm quite sure it's still going on today. So we would catch them in lies and this, that, and the other. Think about what Amber Heard did and all that kind of stuff, right? So we would catch them and we would try to arrest them for making false statements and all this type. We would try to arrest them. And the prosecutors in our jurisdiction and in others, because we talked to other cops as well, refused to hold these ladies accountable because they said if we start arresting these ladies for this type of thing, then the people who are really being victimized won't come in and won't step up and won't call in. And so therefore, the men are being held accountable. The ladies are lying, wasting our time, wasting the resources of the court, etc., and the police, and they refuse to hold them accountable. And we were extremely frustrated at this because we know that they would not do this for the men. If a man was caught lying, saying his woman was beating him up, they would drag his butt to jail. We would have to drag his butt to jail, and I'm sure that there would be some type of charge for that. And they would go full scale and penalizing men who are using the justice system as a weapon. Crazy.
They're very much aware that they're more likely to be believed, and a lot of them exploit this. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that every single woman lacks accountability. I know plenty of women that do their fair share of owning up to their actions, but the ones who don't, they're the ones that we're addressing.
It is misusing. It is, but they had to press charges, and the prosecutors would not press the charges. We would arrest them or ask them, "Can we arrest them?" They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. At the same time, if we caught people saying they got robbed, and meanwhile they just did it for some financial scheme or something like that, we'd arrest them in a heartbeat. Ladies in domestic violence situations, sexual assault situations, no, they're not going to do it. Not going to do it.
Accountability is the foundation of any relationship, whether it be romantic, platonic, professional, it doesn't matter.
Prince Elijah One, our dad's too soft. I understand you're asking the question. I'll entertain this trolling here going on here. Am I only spoken myself and not other dads? I'm not other dads. And you're trying to say what percentage of other dads are you talking about? I know that the dads that I dealt with when I was coaching, held their daughters accountable. Are dads soft a lot of times on their girls crying and stuff? Probably. I'm not going to deny that. But again, we're talking about a systemic problem here that we all need to correct. Is the answer to be as a father to be more strict with your daughter? Is the answer for the mothers to be more strict on their daughter? So both sides show accountability? Yeah, sometimes. It depends on how heinous the crimes are. You literally have to have women and to have videos of women in actions to give them to be put on probation. There was two situations that were back to back in New York where ladies called the police. Excuse me, they called their sons. One called her son over cold fries, and another one, she was trying to buy some chips and her EBT card wasn't working. She went outside to her boyfriend, told him what was going on. The boyfriend goes in there and starts arguing with the person, jumps over the counter, and the guy's over the counter, the worker stabs him in the chest and he dies. I don't even know if that guy was charged. I don't know if the girl was charged at all, because it had it not been for her telling her son or telling her boyfriend to jump over the counter or at least go in there and handle the situation. Would he have done that? In the situation where the son shot the worker over cold fries, I don't think that they charged the mother either, because he didn't have to come down there. So this all would help ladies to be held accountable. Yeah, I get it. I'm entertaining it. Yeah, it's always Jermaine's fault. But I do see it. Yeah, it's always Jermaine's fault. Yeah, I see it. I definitely see what he's saying there. Let's see here. Many women are vulnerable. Narcissists use their perceived vulnerability to escape critique and garner disproportionate support in a manipulative manner. Accountability is dodged in essence. Here's what I think. Here's what I'm really concerned about, and what I really think about. And this is why I want to read some of these studies, because the reason that ladies are, I got to say this right. Ladies are more violent when they deal with children and the elderly. They're more right. The greatest perpetrators of any type of intimate family violence, when you consider siblings, against parents, against children, and domestic violence, is by far women. The reason that they're not as violent towards men is because they can't beat them. So would they, if they could beat them, would they be even as violent with the men? That's the question. That's why I want to read some of these studies. So that's why I want to read some of these studies, because I'm concerned about that. And that's why I want to know, is it sociological or biological? Is it training? Is the society that we live in? If they can control themselves and not hit men as often, then they can control themselves when they're dealing with young kids. They can control themselves when they're dealing with the elderly. They can control themselves. They can voluntarily do it. Why are they not doing it? Is it because there's no consequences? Is it because of the training and upbringing? Is it because the court system don't hold them accountable? Is it because when they get sympathy and empathy, when the tears start flowing, why are they not controlling themselves? What I know this is off topic. What is your solution to son husbands? That's a good question. Myself and Dr. B was talking about that the other day. My solution to son husbands. I think the ladies got to get married. I think they got to have strong men in their lives that they don't have to rely on the emotional support coming from their sons. And then, of course, those sons grow up and have an inability to be leaders, to be assertive, to be aggressive when necessary, to make decisions. And it's a perpetuating circle. So I think that the ladies got to get husbands. And if those son husbands then grow up, never get off of their mother's teat, and never move out and always keep the apron strings and all the other kind of language, they'll never be a qualified man. Even if they do get jobs, they won't be able to be decision makers. They'll always be putting their mothers first. And that's provided that anyone would want to marry them in the first place. So I think that, our community obviously has a lot of issues and problems, but we got to get these son husbands, we being men, I got to get these boys away from their mothers. I think, the boys clubs, Boy Scouts, other programs where you're around men who can teach you how to be a man. My son, as I mentioned, I don't know if I did mention. Yeah, I did mention this. My son was over here earlier tonight. We were having a long conversation. He's talking about the situations he's dealing with with ladies in his life. So he has a father to talk to. We got to have strong, more male figures for these guys to talk to. And you got to pry them away from these ladies. You got to pry them away from these ladies. It's a difficult situation. It's a difficult situation. What's up, Chance Rogers? Mr. Stu, what's up? What's up? What's up? Study these. Feminism arguments function in the same framework as anti-Semitism to shut down conversations. Yeah, shut down conversations. All right, let's finish this off because I'm really interested in the Sha'Carri Richardson situation here.
But a lot of women have traded accountability for victimhood. It's usually never her fault. It's always the guy who's wrong, society, her boss, or anyone else but herself.
Jermaine, blame it on Jermaine.
Women have to start taking accountability for their actions, mistakes, and choices. See, it's easier to play the victim than to own up to your own mistakes. It's easier to point the finger and blame the world than to look in the mirror and say, hey, I effed up. I can do better. That's real empowerment. But to be real, all of this is just a symptom of a society that's too quick to play the sexist card whenever a woman's actions are questioned. It's a byproduct of a culture that has bred a lack of personal responsibility. Society is a huge co-conspirator in all of this. Don't get me wrong. It's created a safety net that shields women from accountability.
And this point by D-Name and Handle is true, man. We got to do something. And this is where Anita was talking about. This is where the other lady I was playing before was talking about. These older ladies, these young ladies can't make good selection choices. I can't is probably a strong word. They're obviously not, but can implies the ability to. But many of them are just not. Many of them are just not making good choices. And when you lay down with these guys who are not good fathers, good role models, etc., right? I just saw a Kendra D thing. I don't know if I saved it. But Kendra D, was it Kendra G or Kendra G? I think it was her. She had somebody on her show who was pregnant and wanted a dude and recognized that the guy that she was with wasn't worth being with. I'm pretty sure that was her. All this stuff starts to run together for me. But somebody was on the show. I'm pregnant and I want somebody else. And I think it was Kendra G asking her, why are you not with this man? He's not worthy to be with. Well, why would you open your legs to this dude? We got to hold, that has to be a conversation. This is why strong families are important. Because if you, as a woman, wouldn't feel comfortable enough to bring it to your strong father, bring a guy home to your strong father or to your strong mother, um, you know, giving these guys your sense of time. I understand they have a sense of danger. I understand that they're confident, they're swag, and whatever else. I understand. I hear that. I'm not excusing it, but you guys are getting, not you guys, but these ladies are getting pregnant by these men and ruining their chances at having a good, successful family and everything else that goes along with it. And that has to be stopped. That has to be called out. It has to be called out. And this is a shame that it continues to go on. It continues to go on at too high of a number. Too high of a number. I told you about my son. He's meeting girls. They get, they're his age groups. A lot of them got kids and this, that, and the other. Come on. Come on. It's crazy.
Any man who even slightly questions a woman's actions is quickly labeled as misogynistic. So what does this do? It perpetuates a cycle of unaccountability. It's a systematic issue. It's an epidemic. To all the men listening, demand accountability from these women. How do you do it? So when she does something that's out of line or out of pocket and does not take accountability for it, check it then. Don't wait. Because the longer that you wait, the less accountability she will feel like that she needs to take. By you addressing it at the start, it lets her know that with you, accountability is not up for negotiation. See, the problem is that accountability is no longer a requirement for relationships. And when something is not a requirement, people will treat it like it's an option. To the women out there who like to duck and dodge accountability like the plague, it's time to step up, look at yourself in the mirror, and admit when you're wrong. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. But the difference between growth and stagnation lies in your ability to take accountability. So with that being said, until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Well, that was good video, but it wasn't very helpful, I don't think, in the end, although I was doing something. But you as a man just got to hold them accountable and just be willing to walk away. You can't fall for the tears. You can't fall for the for the crying, for the tears. You can't fall for that type of stuff. You got to hold them accountable. If you're not willing to get onto my program, and by that I mean at least apologize, take accountability, do some self-reflection, look at yourself in the mirror, say, what can you do better? We don't have anything else to talk about. We don't have anything else to talk about. So somebody sent me something here. I'm going to try to pull this up here. Let's see if I can get it to pull up here. Let's see if I can I got to download this here. All right, while that's downloading, let's see. Let's see here. All right, this is a 30-second video here. Let's see if I can play this. Stop screen share. You guys make sure you hit the like button here. Let's see if I can get this to play here. Video.
Explain it to me. You know every time. No, you know every time. You want time you go together with us be Shelly na day. Clearly Shelly na day. So you know volume went on. Not so. You know volume went on. But that is all you and Tyler do. That is all you and Tyler do. Right through. Right through. Lego man.
Yeah, but you can listen.
No, Lego man. Because that is all you and Tyler do.
Yeah, we can stop.
Lego man. Lego man. No, Lego man.
You can stop.
Fucking Lego man. Lego man.
No, Lego man.
Yeah,
all right. So the question that was sent to me in the video is, that we're having is, would this lady be held? Why isn't this lady being held accountable? Would the man be wrong for striking her back? And again, this is why I'm interested in these studies, be it sociological or psychological, because this is obviously a different country, different upbringings, different trainings. Which, are the laws the same there? This is what is this a sociological phenomenon where society is shaping your behavior, or is this something that is psychological that is there that is manifested when there is no accountability? So I'm definitely interested in understanding the nexus of this, and why is this going on? And it's my understanding a lot of times you strike a you strike a man from the islands, right? He's going to strike you back. All right, let's try to find this Sha'Carri Richardson video here. You guys, make sure you hit the like button. Close that. All right, let's see here. Share screen. This is Sha'Carri Richardson. You're going to jail here. I have not watched this yet, so this is going to be interesting here. You're going to jail. Body camera video shows Sha'Carri Richardson super speeder.
You're flashing them to get out of your way, are you? Let's give you a path to get past them. See what you do.
Now, let me just say this here. How stupid you have to be to pass a cop? I mean, is this who would do this? No, in Connecticut where I live. If you don't know this, I believe it's Connecticut. Connecticut has the only unmarked cars, state troopers. Now, some people do it as far as because they want to do speeding traps, etc. But all Connecticut state troopers are just gray. They used to be some type of Ford, whatever, Crown Vics and whatever. But now they're those whatever the cars are now, the four-wheel drive sedan trucks. But they're all gray. Everybody knows what they are. So maybe if you're out of state, we would understand it. But if you're driving someplace else, usually the cars are marked unless this guy is, driving some type of secretive type of vehicle. But how stupid do you have to be to do this? I mean, this is incredible to me. So let's just continue on. See his dash with 90, 91.
Passing a car at 101, 103, 104. County Motor 50, copy 50. Gonna be 429 northbound at Stony Brook, Florida tag. On a gray Aston Martin, unknown occupants.
All right, that does look like an unmarked car, so it does look like it.
I would wipe that smile off your face. I'm Sergeant McDaniels with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. You're being stopped for dangerous excessive speeding.
I understand my tire at the back is like literally on 29.
So you're driving at 100. Hold on. You're driving at 104 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone with subpar equipment, flashing people to get out of your lights, out of your lane, following too close, using every lane to pass everybody, cutting me off, passing a car on the inside shoulder with their hazard lights on. You're going to jail for dangerous excessive speeding.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. My phone, I didn't even know my car was speeding.
That's why they give you a speedometer.
I totally understand. I communicate with you, sir. I really do not want to go to jail. I
No,
will be totally
most
honest.
people don't, but
I do.
you got to think about that before you do the speed.
Sir, I
I need your
was not
license,
speeding.
your registration, and your insurance. You were speeding.
Sir, I was, and I totally didn't know. If you look at my phone, my buttons right here, they jump around. My phone is sitting here and it's slid on here. I literally see it's not even in normal mode, and I see that. My apologies, sir. Please, I communicate.
The mode has nothing to do with your gas pedal.
No.
I need your license, your registration, and your insurance.
Hey, sir, I really want to work. Can you really work with me, sir? I promise you, I am a law-abiding citizen. I have my ID, my insurance on my phone. There was no intention of me speeding today. I promise you, sir.
Is this a good address for you, Lake Valley
Yes,
Drive?
sir. I'm here. I'm local, sir. Please work with me. I promise you.
I don't know what work with you means.
Not work with me. I understand that. I will take the ticket. I will show you.
No, like I told you, you're going to jail.
Please don't allow me to go in. Please, sir. Please.
Listen to me.
Please, sir. I really.
It's nothing you say is going to change that. You are going to jail.
Sir, am I going to jail, Jake?
Yes.
Sir, I really was not intentionally speeding at
That's
all.
even more scary.
Sir,
That means that you're doing
please.
things unintentionally
No,
on a
sir,
task that
please,
requires
please,
all
please,
your attention.
Sir, please. I'm begging you.
You are going to have a little bit of time to make some phone calls. You are going to jail. I am towing your car.
Please, sir, don't take me to jail. I will do
Yes.
everything.
No,
I will do everything.
you have
Like
two
my
options.
tire,
Listen.
My tire, sir, please. I
Listen,
can
you have two
go to
options.
jail. Please, sir.
The first option is you can either ride with me in my car.
Damn, that's loud.
The second option is you are going to go to jail in a cage car.
No,
Which do you
stop,
prefer?
look, I promise you, I don't want to go to jail. I'm right here. I have a team here. I have a coach, everything, sir. I was not intentionally doing anything, and I am
You're not
sorry.
listening. You're repeating yourself and not listening.
I am
Nothing
listening.
you
I
say
wanna
is
go
going
with
to
you, sir.
change.
So I want
All right, so make some phone calls. Let
Sorry,
people know that
sir.
you're going to have a $500 bond.
So there we are. There we are. Cries and tears weren't working. Cries and tears were not working. Fathers have to remain present and not all leave raising a man to the mothers all the time. Okay. It's always Jermaine's fault. There's more Jermaine talk here. It's always Jermaine's fault. Ladies have to be selective about the men that they're going to be with. No one is saying that the men should leave. But how many times are they leaving? The vast majority of men, this has now been admitted by Oprah and other studies, et cetera, that the men are sticking around, wanting to be in relationships, being better fathers, particularly black men. So this trope about men leaving just won't die. It just won't die. I talked about this. Everybody else has talked about it. I'm not going to continue to go down that road. Let's see here. I appreciate that, RBD. Oh, when you coming on the show, that's why I want to know, Dr. Bagby. When you coming on the show? She just got arrested at the airport. Yeah, that was a domestic violence thing. And this is what happens, right? So, if you get a slap on the wrist with the domestic violence, and you have another run-in with the law and another run-in, right? You have to look at yourself and say, man, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. She got a lot of money. She's driving Aston Martin. You got to make better decisions. And they always talk about ladies, prefrontal cortex maturing faster than boys and all this kind of stuff. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, maybe she thought it was a race. And then she's saying stupid stuff, right? Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. This is a former cop telling you, stop talking. You don't realize how much worse you make it when you start talking to us. I was on my phone, my car, my back tire was doing this. So you're driving a car 104 miles an hour and you're paying attention to your phone and your wheel's not working? Your tire's all messed up? On 104 miles an hour? Usually 85 is considered reckless driving. 85 miles an hour is reckless driving. You guys didn't know that. Reckless. You can get a ticket for that. A summons. You have to go to court for that. You have to go to court and explain to a judge why you're driving 85 miles an hour. To all you speeders out there. So Really crazy. Really crazy. Stop talking to the cops. Stop talking to them. Stop talking to them. What's up, Afro Merchant? The issue is endemic. My men present many times that they got it all, but then the masks fall away. Also, women don't always have good male modeling to follow. I think that a little bit of that is true, all the way around. And that's why we got to do something. We have to figure out a way to do something about it. You know, everybody's pointing the fingers. We're not solving the problem. It seems as if ladies are getting worse and worse. The men are walking away. BGS. I was watching a video with him. Some of the brothers in here were watching the video earlier tonight, just talking about men don't want to deal with this. There was a video. I don't know if I can pull it up. I think I was watching it this morning. It was a Fresh and Fit show. Say what you want about the Fresh and Fit show. It was a clip of the Fresh and Fit show. I didn't think to put it on here, but it was a guy. It was a white guy, good looking, white dude. No Diddy, but good looking white dude, right? He was probably late 20s, early 30s, something like that. No more than 33 or so. And he's on the panel, and this brother is looking at these sisters, right? White dude looking at these sisters, and they're talking and just being raggedy and just, and he said, imagine yourself. This is what the white guy said. He said, imagine yourself working your way up, because as men, we got to work our way up. Working your way up. And essentially, I'll cut it short. And then these are the women you got to pick from. So you worked your whole way up. You've gone to school, got the education, got your certificates, got your degrees, got your licenses, you started a business, whatever you had to do to work your way up. And the dude was in shape. He was obviously in the gym. You did all that. And this is what you had to choose from. Loudmouth women who don't know how to pick men, who are filled with tattoos. You got to take accountability. You got to take accountability. It's not easy to get 104. It's not easy. And she's flashing people. Get out of my way. What's up, Coach KL? It's exactly the same way. That's why how you know it's an act. That's a good point, Nick. That's how you know it was an act. Please don't do this. Oh, I'm so sorry. Starting to cry in with the tears. It's an act. And as soon as she wasn't getting her way at the airport when she getting arrested with her boyfriend, then he's an a-hole and you ain't gonna bail me out and you're less than a man and whatever else she was saying. It's an act. This is why I'm saying I want these psychological and sociological studies about this. And I look for them. So if they're out there, I'd love to see them. Please send them to me. Because if they can control them, and again, if they can control themselves enough to when they're at work, and they can control themselves when they're being violent with their elderly, etc., but not being violent when they're with certain men, then they can control themselves. Let's stop with the nonsense. It's got to be an incentive based. Hold them accountable with court. Same time, same crimes. Same crimes, same times. Not automatic custody, right? Even though Pearl Davis did a terrible job in the debate, but she's like, listen, are you guys equal or not? And the church is not helping at all. Nothing in our society is helping. That's the problem. From the school systems to some parenting issues to jobs, the whole Me Too movement, believe all women all the time. This is empowering them. Of course, not everyone, right? Don't. I'm saying them, but I'm not talking about every single woman. I'm talking about those who would take advantage and destroy a system. Yeah, that's probably true. She was a mental. That's probably true. That's probably true. Which is unfortunate. All right, I got one more video to play for us. And this is another psychologist who's going to have the same conversation. This is Orion Taraban. Why women don't apologize, understanding the nature of the problem. This is Orion Taraban here. So Share screen. No, that's not the one I want.
I'm Dr. Orion Teraband, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is why women don't apologize. I am 40 years old, and I think I can count on one hand the number of apologies I've received from women in my life. And that does not mean that I've only had relationships with honest, well-behaving, high-integrity women over the past 4 decades. What it does mean is that women seem to find it very hard to apologize for bad behavior. And this is too bad for 2 reasons. In the first place, apologizing for something you did wrong is like an interpersonal slam dunk. Almost everybody will forgive you for being wrong. Not everybody will forgive you for being right, but almost everybody will forgive you for being wrong, especially if it means that it makes the other person right. And in the second place, apologies just seem to matter more to men. And using words to solve a relationship problem is actually a very easy and inexpensive solution, all things being equal. So ladies, one of the best ways to earn respect and raise your estimation in someone else's mind is to admit wrongdoing when it's appropriate. And of course, to not apologize where there was no wrongdoing and the other person just disagrees or disapproves of your actions. Check out my episode, If You've Done Nothing Wrong, Don't Apologize, for the flip side of this talk. Today I'm going to talk.
So I said 85 is reckless. That's probably here in Connecticut because the speed limit, the max is 65. We don't have the big long stretches of highways, so probably here. So I would assume, and you're right to point this out, it'd probably be different in other states. Those big open wide highways, you can get up to 85. So, but here in Connecticut, you drive 85, you're getting you're getting a summons.
Talk about why it is so hard for women to apologize. But before I do, please remember to like this episode and subscribe to this channel. It takes less than a second, costs you nothing, and it's a great way to help spread this message. So if you like what you're hearing, then please do the thing. And if you're thinking about going to grad school, then be sure to check out my GRE self-study product at stellargre.com. You can use the code PSYCH for 10% off all membership plans. Now, the reason why it is so hard for women to apologize is that there seems to be a difference in what men and women consider to be the problem. From a man's perspective, the problem is some behavior for which he believes the woman to be at fault. And as a consequence of that behavior, he is now angry and upset. The behavior is the problem, and the emotional response is the consequence. And in his mind, the solution to this problem is acknowledgement of fault and behavioral change. And I think that's how a lot of women see it. From a woman's perspective, the problem is not the identified behavior. The problem is that the man is angry and upset.
That's pretty deep right there. So if the lady has done something wrong, she's viewing it as this, the problem is that you're upset, not that I did anything wrong. That's the first problem. Not understanding and recognizing that you as a woman can actually do things that we don't like. You can actually do things that we don't like. And so therefore, when we don't like it, the response is, what are you mad about?
And as ridiculous as that might seem to a man, there's actually some validity to this perspective. Like in a court of law, a breach of contract by itself is generally not actionable. You have to also prove that some harm resulted as a consequence of the breach. No harm, no foul. So it's the harm, the anger and upset, that is the foul from this perspective. And in her mind, the solution to this problem is changing the way he feels. If she can succeed in modifying the man's emotional response, then on some level, that would solve the problem. And that's why you encounter the kind of interpersonal strategies that you do with women in relationships under these circumstances. Rather than apologies and accountability, you typically see a number of emotional coping strategies, like trying to cheer you up, or making your favorite meal, or sending you a funny meme, or simply allowing enough time to pass for everything to blow over. All of these are strategies to reduce the man's felt experience of anger or upset. Do you understand?
Again, I understand what he's saying. I'm going to rewind this here because what he's not saying is why they behave that way instead of using their words. And that's what I want to get to. If they are behaving as sending you a funny meme or cooking your favorite meal or offering up sex or whatever, why are they doing that instead of changing the behavior? There has to be an acknowledgement of the behavior. That is the problem. That has to be the problem. That's what we men need to solve or figure out. How do you correct this behavior? And how do you correct this behavior?
Some validity to this perspective. Like in a court of law, a breach of contract by itself is generally not actionable. You have to also prove that some harm resulted as a consequence of the breach. No harm, no foul. So it's the harm, the anger and upset, that is the foul from this perspective. And in her mind, the solution to this problem is changing the way he feels. If she can succeed in modifying the man's emotional response, then on some level, that would solve the problem.
It's the feelings. I want to change how this man feels. I want to cheer him up and make him feel better, not acknowledging the problem. The problem was the misbehavior, whatever that would be.
And that's why you encounter the kind of interpersonal strategies that you do with women in relationships under these circumstances. Rather than apologies and accountability, you typically see a number of emotional coping strategies, like trying to cheer you up, or making your favorite meal, or sending you a funny meme, or simply allowing enough time to pass for everything to blow over. All of these are strategies to reduce the man's felt experience of anger or upset. You understand? Women also notoriously use sex in this manner. Many years ago, I was out for a drink with a woman I was dating, and she decided to take something that I said very much the wrong way. She quickly escalated, and within seconds was crying and critical and withdrawn. It was fairly early in the dating process, so I was taken aback by how quickly this had escalated. However, as is my way, I didn't argue with her and gave her some time and space to emotionally equilibrate. Later that night, rather than apologizing for imputing to me something that I didn't intend, or owning up to the disproportionate intensity of her emotional reaction, or even acknowledging the episode at all, she just came into the room, took off all her clothes, and kind of laid herself in front of me. The feeling I had was that she was offering sex as a kind of peace offering to assuage my hurt feelings, rather than apologizing for her bad behavior. And in that moment, I unfortunately lost a lot of respect for this person, because of what her behavior seemed to imply, that if I could be distracted with a bit of sex, then we could all just move forward as if what just happened didn't happen. And I got up and slept on the couch in another room. That's an example of how women apologize with sex. So men, if you're expecting an apology from your woman, I would advise you not to hold your breath. On the other hand, ladies, I would highly encourage you to consider apologizing when appropriate. Why? Because men respect people who take responsibility for themselves, and men very rarely receive apologies from women. So this is an easy way that costs you nothing to quickly distinguish yourself from the vast majority of other women in a positive manner in the mind of a particular man. I guarantee that his estimation of you will increase as a result. What do you think? Does this square with your experience of things? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you for listening.
So here's what I've heard tonight. And you guys tell me if this summary is somehow wrong here. I'm hearing that men, you have to put your foot down and hold these ladies accountable. If you're going to be in a relationship, it's up to you to hold them accountable. Don't fall for the tears. Don't fall for the sex. It would be nice. It would be nice, but you can't fall this type of thing. You can't fall for it. You have to hold them accountable. The cooking, your favorite meal, I'm trying to pull up another video here. It's taking so long. The falling for cooking of meals and this type of thing to change how you feel about the situation, it's not going to work, because that's not going to. You have to stop the behavior. And if she thinks that she can manipulate you through sex and get to change how you feel, then you'll be accepting of the behavior because you'll accept the apology. So you have to hold her feet to the fire. You, as a man, have to hold her feet to the fire. Now, here's what went down. I don't appreciate it, and this is not going to happen again. And do you understand the actions? Not do you understand how I feel? Not do you understand that I'm upset, but do you understand what you did? Can you take accountability for what you did that is causing me to be in this place? And if it's deflections and all this other type of stuff, just leave, just walk away. Listen, we can talk again when you are ready to acknowledge what you did, because I want the behavior to change. This is how you got to handle it as a man. This is how you got to handle it as a man. So we're going to play one more video here, because the other video reminded me of the case from Atlanta where the young lady was arrested. And we're talking about holding these ladies accountable, because when and if you don't hold these ladies accountable, if there's no system in place to hold these ladies accountable, then they think that they can continue to act this way. And we've talked about whether it happens when they're kids. We talked about it's happening with bad parenting from the male's perspective, from the female's perspective, psychological studies, sociological studies. It doesn't matter where it comes from. What's important is you got to stop it. You have to stop. You as a man have to stop it and let them know what you are going to tolerate and what you're not going to tolerate. And if you continue to take it back and you fall for the manipulation tactics, you fall for the sex, you fall for the cooking, you fall for the foot rubs, back rubs, whatever it is that's going to get you, you won't ever change the behavior. You won't ever change the behavior. So this is a lady from Atlanta who was arrested. It's about 3 or 4 years ago. She was arrested because nobody ever told her put their foot down with this woman. Nobody ever put their foot down with this woman.
Line between hours 11 p.m. 6 a.m. Okay. Got your IDs on?
So this cop stops this couple. They're in the park after dark, and I'm going to tell you as a former police officer, you're in the park after dark. One or both of y'all shouldn't be there. So y'all stepping out somehow, some way. So, and it can become embarrassing if you got a ticket, or they want to tow your car, and all that. So this cop is about to write them a ticket, or summons, as we would call it. They got to go to court because you're not supposed to be in a park after dark.
On you? You have your IDs on you?
Yes.
I'm gonna need them.
Now look at this. He asked for the ID. What's the guy doing? What is the guy doing? He's digging in his pockets to get the ID. Why is it not going full screen here? My computer's acting funny here. Hold on. Hold on here. My computer's acting slow for some reason here.
That's fine.
Oh man, YouTube problems here. I remember this. Do men really fall for that? Did the younger version of you ever fall for that constantly, HJ? Constantly. Because men are often guided by their ding-dongs. Let's just call it what it is, right? So you got to develop the maturity to do that. And that was a conversation I was having with my son tonight. You can't fall for that. You can't, amongst the other stuff we talked about, can't fall for that. And I think that younger men are recognizing that more and more. They are not falling for the okie doke as much anymore. A lot of young men, because they're single, because they're playing video games, because they're getting, watching their funny movies, they're not falling for it as much anymore. So yeah, everything's okay. And you start to recognize that the pattern is just going to continue. She's just going to do it again. So you have to hold your foot down. Now, as you get older and wiser, right, you fall for it once or twice, 3 times. Okay, now it's got to stop and got to change because you know, once the sex is over or the food is digested, you fall asleep, you wake up, and the situation is going to be there again. The situation is going to be there again. Got to correct the behavior. I wouldn't say they're not worth anything, but there's certain, it's not worth the trouble. I would say that. I would say that. Men have a greater sociological benefit of being leaders by nature and understanding how discipline produces better behavioral outcomes. Survival is another primal example. This is, you know, this is an interesting point, and this is why I wanted to get to what was going on today versus what was going on through evolutionary psychology. Remember the first, it was the first or second video I played an older lady talking about it's the mature women who need to check these men. That's why I played it, because it's the mature women who need to check the immature ladies. They need to guide them up in the way that they should go, just like a man should guide his sons. And that's falling by the wayside in comparison to what's going on with the ladies. Remember, the men were out hunting. The men understood survival instincts. The men understood, you know, if I tell you to be quiet and keep your head low while we're on this hunting party, if you don't keep your head low and quiet, you're going to scare off the game, or you're going to attract another predator that's going to kill you, right? So there was a consequence to that. Meanwhile, the gatherers, right? Those are the hunters. The gatherers were, you know, you got to follow these directions. You got to listen to what I'm saying. And if you don't pick the right berries, you don't pick the right fruits, or you step in the wrong place, right? You get bit by a snake or something, you have to listen. And that type of discipline, that type of understanding today is gone and lost because you get out of tickets, because crying gets you out of a jail, because crying gets you out, or if you make a terrible decision, we're going to bail you out through child support and through alimony and through the state support systems, etc. The incentives for all this type of thing is gone, and we have to bring it back. That's why the mature lady was saying it's going to take the mature women to do it. Yeah, I'm hearing that too. A lot of mature women are afraid to speak up because they get cussed out. Because they get cussed out, because they'll get stabbed or shot, or get your brother, who you think you are, you're not this, not the other. And there's no community to kick them out of, right? If you don't want to listen to the elder ladies, you get kicked out of the community. Okay, you want to listen to us? You want to pick the wrong berries? You want to do the wrong thing? You want to sow the wrong thing so we all can't be warm in the winter that's coming up? You can't do these types of things where you got to get out. And you'll be out there freezing. There's a penalty for it. There's no penalty anymore. So now remember, at this point in time in this video here, the cop has already asked for the ID. Who is the one who's reaching for the ID? This woman is wrong. She's in the park after dark. She is number one. She's already wrong. Why is she not digging for her ID? What's up, Dr. Anwar? We trying to fix this community. we try to do something about it, man. Why is this woman not the cop is asked for ID? Why is she not doing it? I'm going to tell you right now. I did not get a lot of complaints. You can go down to the police department I was at. I did not get a lot of complaints. I think right before I got promoted, I got 2 complaints on motor vehicle stops, kind of like this. Both of them were from Black females. Both of them. Anecdotal story completely, 100%. One of them, I was trying to pull her over. Now I worked, this is a midnight shift, right before I got promoted to the rank of sergeant. Trying to pull her over. She's not stopping. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to deal with this, right? She's not stopping. We're going through streets. Now I got to start calling it in. I got to call it in. Listen, I got to, behind such and such vehicle, we're going over here. This is the speed. This is the direction. She's not stopping. I don't even think I knew who she was. She's not stopping. She pulls up in front of her house. She gets out of her house and then runs in the house. Now, by this time, I call up my location where I was. We start calling out. Cops start moving your direction. She gets out the car and then she runs in the house. So now, okay, we don't know if she's going to get a gun. We don't know what she's doing. She runs around and surrounds. So now a couple of other officers, they surround the house. Some go to the back. We don't know if she's going to go out the back or whatever. Then her mother comes out. Now this girl is like 20 years old. The mother comes out. What are you trying to stop my daughter for? This, that, and the other. I'm like, ma'am, she was doing whatever she did. She didn't come to a complete stop or whatever she did. Ma'am, I'm the officer. I tried to stop her. I tried to stop over here. We were chasing all over town. Why'd you try to stop her? She was scared. Okay, but she still has to stop. No accountability. You run in the house and go get your mother. The mother comes out barking at me. I'm not the one who's wrong. I'm not the one who's wrong. I'm not the one who took off. Crazy. Second one was like that too. I got another complaint. This one was, I was working overtime shift in the daytime, and it was like 7:30 in the morning, and this lady is speeding, blowing through lights and whatnot. So I pull her over. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to work. She was very apologetic. And when she got to work, she complained about me. I didn't get in trouble or anything because I was right both times, but it's like 7:30 in the morning. I'm like, okay, I understand you're late for work or you're trying to get to work, but so is everybody else. It's rush hour and you're blowing lights. Crazy. And to call and complain and get me in trouble. Now I gotta do something about that as far as writing in paperwork and stuff. So that makes cops more reluctant to do their jobs. It could make them that way. Just saying. Things to think about. There we go.
Do you have your ID now?
I had to ask her for the second time, do you have ID, ma'am? Second time he's had to ask her.
All right, just stand by. I'll be right back with you. All right, sir, like I explained to you, you can't be in the park at night. Everyone's just going to receive a simple ticket stating that you was in the park at night. All right, leave it sign right on the end.
What am I signing over? Is it a charge or anything? Or
It's just a ticket.
I have to sign?
So he's about to ask, do you have to sign it? So what's going on here, right? So it's a ticket. And I'm not exactly sure, ticket is the wrong word for me anyway. It's either a summons or an infraction. Those are the real technical terms that we used to use. So an infraction means that you can just pay it through the mail, or a summons means you have to go to court, and that's what I'm not exactly sure what he's asking. I can't remember this.
You can not sign and go to jail. Sign and go to jail.
So I don't think he's doing a good job at explaining this here. So again, this is Atlanta. So I would explain to them, listen, you are in a park after dark. I would say it's a misdemeanor summons. You can't be in here after dark. You have to go to court on such and such day. You have to explain to them the ticket. Here's the court date, or you can pay the fine if it's a infraction. So you have to explain it to them. That's why he's kind of confused. Do I have to sign this?
I have to sign it?
Because you don't have to, in where I live, and where I worked, you didn't have to sign an infraction. We would tell you what it is. You can either sign it or not sign it, but here's your ticket, and you can give it to them. They'll pay it or not pay it. And if you don't pay it, you're going to get a failure to appear arrest warrant. But a summons, you have to sign it, or you have to, or we're going to take it to downtown.
You can not sign and go to jail. It's this one here. This one here. All right, that's what
Now, I'm assuming that because he's going to make her sign it, that it's a summons, like I said. So both of them, I'm assuming, are getting summons. So they have to go to court and they have to sign it. If you don't sign it, here in Connecticut, as well as down there in Georgia or Atlanta, you have to sign it.
copy of citation. Do you have any questions? That's what it is. Come over here for me, ma'am. Can you come here, ma'am? All right, so you're going to receive a ticket for being in the park after hours. All right? Just need to sign right here on the X.
But because we're out, didn't you say we're out of time, so we wouldn't have known that?
Yeah, but that's not a valid reason why you should be in the park, because you're from out of town.
And what's your back number?
7452.
Again, as a cop watching this, it's like crazy. Like this chick just walks away from the cop, turns her back. I don't know if she's going to get a gun. You would never allow this from a male as a cop. You would never allow a male to just go back to his car. Never allow that. But she just, I'm going back to my car, going to pick up my phone. That's a good question. Is signing it mean you agree with the officer's account? This is what I'm confused at, and I don't think that this officer did a good job at explaining it. An infraction, you don't have to sign. Now, a summons just means if you are summoned. He said a citation. I don't know what that means down there. A citation means, excuse me, I don't know what that means. But by sign, here's what I'm implying my Connecticut training to Georgia. If you sign it, it doesn't mean you agree or disagree. It just means that you're going to take whatever action is on the ticket. I have informed you of what's going on, and you're going to either show up to court or you're going to pay it or whatever. Down there, I guess, if you don't sign it, even here, like in Connecticut, if you don't sign it, that means you're not going to show up to court, and I have to take you in. You're technically being arrested. So by her saying I'm not going to sign it, she's saying I'm not going to go to court. Well, I can't let you go then, because now you have to go to court. That's what I think is going on here. But he hasn't done a good job of explaining this, and you can see the guy's still reading it. Like, what's going on here? It's a citation. And he's saying it is what it is. He don't want to fight about it because he's not supposed to be there because his girl's at home or because her man is whatever. That's why he's not arguing about it. But she's making a big deal about this.
What's your name?
Officer Brooks.
What's your first name?
I'm not going to give you my first name.
Okay, and I don't have to sign this, right?
You do have to sign it.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, like I explained to him, if you don't sign it, then you're going to be physically taken to jail.
Gotcha.
So you're refusing to sign?
Gotcha. I understand.
What's your name?
Officer Brooks, 7452.
What's the back number?
I gave it to you 2 times, man.
Okay, I'm asking again.
And I'm not giving it to you.
Okay.
Are you going to sign it?
No, because I want your badge number.
That's fine. Want to put hands behind your back for me?
No, I would have said, listen, sir, can you go stand over there by your car? That's what I would have said first. Sir, I'm all set with you. Can you go stand by your car? And I would have told her one more. This is what I would have done. I would have told you one more time. Listen, ma'am, I don't want to do this. If you don't sign this ticket, I'm going to have to physically take you to jail. That's what I would have said.
Hey, listen, my man. She said she's not signing it. Put your hands behind your back.
Sorry?
Terrible, terrible tactics from a police officer perspective to just start wrestling with this woman, with this dude standing there. And he's I assume he's right-handed. Gun is on that side. Like, what are you doing, brother?
Ma'am?
You're hurting me.
Okay. I'm asking you to put your hands behind your back.
Sorry?
Put your hands behind your back. Something over here.
Sir.
Man, put your hand behind your back. Come on. I need you to back up.
I'm just saying. Like,
I need you to back up.
You don't need to touch her like that.
She's not putting her hands behind her back.
I'm asking a question. All I'm doing is
Put your
asking.
hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your
Mr.
back. You're
Brooks.
under arrest. Put your hands behind your back. I asked you to sign the
Oh, he's Mr. Brooks, not Officer Brooks. He's Mr. Brooks.
ticket. You told me you're not signing.
Sir,
Put your hands
I'm
behind your
asking
back.
you a question.
Okay? I'm letting you know. I'm not going to ask you again. I'm going to forcibly put your hands behind your back.
But, sir, Mr. Brooks, is this really necessary? Mr. Brooks.
Hold on. Hey, listen, my man. Back up.
She needs to put her. Let her
Can I?
put her phone down.
Okay, you can put your phone down.
Okay,
Let her
Mr.
put-
Brooks. Oh my God.
Put your hands behind your back.
I'm not saying that I'm refusing to sign the ticket. I'm going to
No.
sign the ticket
You don't have an option now.
but I'm going to sign the ticket.
I don't think she's confused, and this is what we're talking about. She's not confused. This is, as we talked about and discussed, a culture of entitlement, culture of not being held accountable, a culture of, and we can have arguments about whether it's the parents' fault, whether it's the school's fault, whether it's feminism's fault, whether it's Me Too movement saying, believe all women. We can have all that discussion. But here we are, police officers dealing with stuff like this, people in relationships dealing with stuff like this, don't take accountability, don't have to apologize, avoiding accountability.
Mr. Brooks, I'm going to sign the ticket. I'm going to sign the ticket.
No, I'm not here to play games with you.
I know, but I'm going to sign.
Put your hands behind your back.
Mr. Brooks, I'm going to sign
Hands behind your back. You're actively resisting.
I'm asking you, why am I putting my hands behind my
And then when things get serious, now I'm gonna comply. It's too late now. It's too late. I put my hands on you. It's too late. I told you you're under arrest. It's too late. We're not. He's right. We're not here to play games. We're not here to play these type of games. It's a whole society, and it's intentional. Absolutely. They know it. They know what they're doing. A smile, a look cute, show a little cleavage.
I'm going to sign the ticket, but why am I under arrest? Why am I under arrest? I'm going to sign the ticket. I'm going to sign the ticket, Mr. Brooks.
That's all it is.
I'm going to sign the ticket.
I asked you to sign the ticket. You told me you're not signing.
I'm going to sign the ticket now. Mr. Brooks, I'm going
You
to
don't
sign
have
the
that
ticket.
option now.
Why?
I agree with that, Dave, for you. And in leadership environments, gender behavior is usually less inherent traits and more about strategic behavior under constraints. People adapt to the system they're in, norms, incentives, and networks. This is what I'm saying. If they didn't follow directions on the plains of Africa, if they didn't follow directions on the plains of Europe before they were, colonized and all that kind of stuff, then they were left out. Now, because of this environment, this is what I'm leaning towards. Because of this environment of entitlement, ladies don't have to apologize.
Then I have the option,
I
Mr.
gave you
Brooks.
two options.
She was asking for your badge number.
I'm asking for your badge number, and I wasn't clear on why you want to give me your badge number.
Sir, you do not have to hold her like that.
Oh my God, sir, Mr. Brooks, I'm telling you that I'm going to sign the
Put your
ticket.
hands behind your back.
I'm going to sign the ticket, Mr. Brooks. I'm going to sign the ticket. Why am I being arrested? Can you please tell me why I'm being arrested? Oh my God. I'm so sick. My God, please, in the name of Jesus, please, God, in the name. Why am I being arrested, Mr. Brooks? I'm going to sign the ticket. Mr. Brooks, why am I being arrested? Why am I being arrested? I don't understand why I'm being arrested. Can you please tell me why I'm being arrested?
Turn around and put your hands behind
Can
your
you tell
back.
me why I'm being arrested? I have the right. I have the right to know. Oh my God.
Put your hands behind your back.
Oh my God.
Stop resisting.
What are you taking her for? Why are you pulling out?
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Come on, sir. This is unnecessary. What are you doing? This is over.
Why am I being arrested?
Just put your hands behind your back.
I don't understand why I'm being arrested. That's why I'm not putting my hands behind my back. You have not given me a reason. So why am I getting? I'm not. You didn't have told me my rights or told me why I'm being arrested. That's exactly why I'm not putting my hands behind my back. God, please. Oh my God!
Give me your hands. You got it.
Oh my God! I don't understand why I'm not being arrested. I don't understand. Please, sir, you have not told me why I'm being arrested, and that's why I have not put my hands behind my back. You have not told me that you have not read me my rights or anything, and you're steady doing this to me. I don't understand. Can you please just tell me why I'm being arrested? That's all I'm asking.
I just told you.
Why? Why am I
refused to sign the
I
ticket.
did not. I told you I was going to sign the ticket, Mr. Brooks. I told you I was going to sign the ticket. Can I please sign the ticket?
Put your hands behind your back.
I don't understand.
Put your hands behind your back,
I'm
man.
telling you, I'm going to sign the ticket, Mr. Brooks. I will sign the ticket, please.
Ma'am, put your hands behind your back.
Why you? I don't understand.
Put your hands behind your
Why
back.
you handling me?
Put your hands behind your back.
Please, God, please.
Put your hands behind your back.
You're hurting me. You are hurting me.
Okay, put your hands behind your back.
I told you I'm not putting my. You have not told me or read me my rights. You have not done any of that. You're not telling me why I'm going to jail.
If anyone's wondering, you do not have the right to resist. If anyone's wondering that. If anybody was wondering, can you fight back the police? No, you can't. Your redress and recourse is to sue them in court. That's what it is. So
Please, God.
Put your hands behind your back.
Please, God. Please. Mr. Brooks told me why I'm being arrested. Ow! You're hurting me. You are hurting me.
Stop resisting. Come
I'm
on.
trying to tell you what. Ow! You are, Mr. Brooks, you are hurting my arm.
Come on, man.
Oh my God! Is this real?
again, from a police officer's perspective, or I guess another one on scene. I'm kind of not focused in on right now, but y'all hit the like button. Yeah, this is terrible tactics here.
Please, God, I'm being arrested.
Y'all hurting me. See, just to burn a movie.
Oh my God!
Code 4063.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
That was unnecessary.
Oh my God!
You can record from over here.
Oh my God!
What's your name,
Oh
officer?
my
What's your name, sir?
Oh my God!
All right, so now the boys show up there, and it's all lights and sirens for this craziness here. So, so I don't want to show the rest of that there. So that's that. But all this because there's another brother right there. So all this because she didn't want to follow Mr. Brooks's orders. Thought a great conversation. My doctor is in business strategy, focusing on social science of understanding and shaping gendered behavior in corporate leadership and organizational treatment. That sounds pretty similar to mine. Hit me up, man. Send me an email, man. We'll have a discussion, man. Maybe I'll have you on there. I want to get more highbrow stuff, so please send me an email, W. Dave. Let's see. Well, they're in the park, so I don't know. It shouldn't be sleeping there, wasting tax dollars. Yeah. So this is it, man. So we can have that discussion about what's going on here, and but this is where we're at, man. When these ladies, not all of them, obviously, are refusing to follow instructions and directions, and it's sad. It's too late to sign their ticket. Yeah. We played the Sha'Carri Richardson one already. I didn't know that. It was crazy. Let's see. But that's it, man. So if you guys joined late, go back and watch the rest of the program there. And so, I don't take pleasure in this, but part of this is what's destroying our community. Some of this is this is what's going on in our community. And it's unfortunate because kids see this and they grow up thinking that this is okay. This is how you treat men. This is how you treat relationships. This is how you treat police. This is how you deal with all this type of thing, right? And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that this continues to go on. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. You watch this type of behavior and you go to school and think you can talk to the teachers like this. It's crazy. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And big discussions, man. This is why we gotta get that authority, right? We gotta act this way, right? You gotta put your foot down. I'm not gonna tolerate this type of behavior. And not once or twice and having these conversations. This cop right here said, listen, it's too late now. And that's the way we gotta adapt. It's too late. We talked about this. I've asked you to change this behavior. I've asked you to make these adjustments. I've asked you not to do that again, and you did it again. You gotta be willing to walk away. You got to be willing to walk away. And a lot of guys are not willing to walk away because the sex is so good, or because whatever. Because you don't think you'll be able to get anyone else because of whatever's going on in your head. You got to be willing to walk away. And a lot more guys are. A lot of young guys are waking up, and I hope that ladies, kind of get it together too. I hope the ladies kind of get it together too. So yeah. All right, that's what I want to talk about tonight. Just holding ladies accountable. Can they be held accountable? And it's unfortunate, man. I didn't know about this new Sha'Carri Richardson thing, which we played already. You can't talk your way out of this stuff. So it's unfortunate about Sha'Carri. She's got the world in front of her, and she's got to be held accountable. And what she's got to lose is start losing. To hold her accountable, you got to lose some contracts. Kick her off the Team USA. And I don't want that. But how else do you stop future Sha'Carri Richardson from being created? How did the NFL deal with all the allegations of abuse that were going on? You got to get them out the league. You hold men accountable through prison, through getting them out the league, NBA contracts. A lot of police officers have been fired. All the abuses that have been going on, get them fired. Same thing's got to happen. So I did have one. Let me see if I have one here about Instagram. Let me check my Instagram here, because I thought I had one about a female cop who had been fired for excessive force. See if I can find it here. A female cop had gotten fired for excessive force. I think it's on my Instagram here. Oh, here we go. All right, let me pull this up on my Instagram here. Actually, I got a couple about some lady cops here. Here's one about lady cop.
De-escalate a situation.
You have an ID on you?
No.
Let me see your right hand.
That's all right.
Do you want to go to jail for obstruction?
That's what you want to do to me?
You don't want to identify yourself, and you can go to jail. Either you identify yourself or I break your finger.
Oh, well, if you want to break my finger,
You want extra
that's
charges?
ridiculous.
This guy didn't do anything, I'm telling you. He came at the same time we did. Like, always identify yourself. That's obstruction if you don't, especially when we're doing an investigation.
If he wasn't involved, as he saw him up front, and he was like, that's not the other guy.
And have just
So the officer is telling his partner that this guy wasn't involved. The officer's saying this. Her partner's saying this.
an ability to connect with others.
No. Either you identify yourself or I break your finger.
Oh.
That trust that we work to build with our communities, we work on that every single day.
Oh.
All right, I can't continue playing that there, because it's got music. Instagram, they're always playing some music here. Another one here. I think that was the same thing. All right, here's another one here about a female officer.
Hey! Step out here for me. Because I want you to. Because I'm going to talk to you. Yeah, I want you to step out.
I'd like to take the vehicle. Is there a reason why?
Yeah, I want you to step out.
But there's not a reason for me to
Because I told you to step out. Okay? So let's not. I want you to step out because I need you to step out. Okay?
I've always hated that. Officers, you got to explain yourself. Tell the people why you want them out the car. There's nothing wrong. It's not going to take away from your authority. Tell them, listen, I want you to step out the car because I feel safe. I used to always quote to them, case law, Pennsylvania versus Mims. The department or the U.S. Supreme Court says, when I tell you to step out, you got to step out. Explain it to them. Get off this power kick.
You don't have to. Where is it stating that you have to have it? Yeah, come on. Get out. Get out of the car.
Wow.
1159 Kim, I need another unit. 40 unit out. Get out of the vehicle. I will break this window. She won't get out of the car. Get out of the car, so I'm going to break that window.
You're not going to break the window.
I'm mobile. I'll be to her in 30 seconds.
Kidding me?
Stop sign.
Get out of the vehicle right now.
Just hit the damn front of the vehicle.
Get out of the vehicle. Get out of the Get out! Right there. Get the
Wow.
out of my fucking car. Get out of the car. Get out. Are you kidding me? Get out.
Taser, taser, taser.
Get out.
Roll over now.
Get out. Dad. Come on, stop her. I got him and fell.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They're going away.
And that was terrible tactics too, to try to lift her up by her arms like that. She should know better than that.
Get up. Stop playing out. Get up.
Hold on to her.
I put myself down.
See her punch her in the face like that? Why would you do that? It's crazy. She's handcuffed. You punch her in the face?
Right there.
All right, you're all right. Come
No,
here. You take her. Come here. Walk you. Walk. Drag you. Stop. I'll talk to you in a minute, but the way you act right now, we have to put our hands on you. Listen to me. Stop.
Here.
I know, and that's why I'm gonna figure it out, and then I'll talk to you. Stop. Okay.
I'm
Stop.
happy that you got me. Relax.
Okay.
I'm calm.
All right.
I'm calm. She put me on the floor. I just need somebody that's not her.
All right. I got you now. Sit down. Put your feet in. Watch your head.
Hey.
All right, that was that one there. I think I might have another one here. I was going to show them my police channel here. So, all right, yeah, here's another one here. I think this one.
Why am I rolling down the window?
License and registration and insurance. I'm pulling you over for pulling out in front of that vehicle. You almost got into an accident. Ma'am, I'm not talking to you. You almost got into an accident.
Who almost got into an accident?
Ma'am, I'm not talking to you.
If I would have almost got into an accident, he wouldn't be honking at me.
Ma'am, that's not how that works. That's not how that works.
You had an attitude and decided to flip your life because you had an attitude.
That's not how that works.
That's not how it works.
You're being hostile.
That's
You a question.
right.
I'm asking you a question. You're being hostile.
Your own people. It be your own people.
You need to relax. Being hostile. You need to relax.
You a clown. You're a clown. You had an attitude and decided to flip.
Swearing at the police in these type of situations is always helpful. It's guaranteed not to get you a ticket.
Your life. You a goofy. You a goofy.
You almost got
You
into
a goofy. You a goofy.
Step out the car. Step out the car.
What are you doing?
Why are you
I'm gonna charge you with
reaching
destruction.
in the car?
You're gonna charge me with what?
Why are you reaching in
What
the
are you
car?
doing? You're charging her for no reason? You're charging us for no reason? Are you serious? That's fine. That's totally fine. You're gonna charge me too. Roll the window.
Not you going to charge me too. What the
Man,
Car Jones?
man, back up.
Car Jones?
Back up.
What you gonna tase me?
You're
You
back.
want to tase me?
Back up.
You want to tase me?
Back up.
I'm still recording you though.
That's fine.
It's okay.
Back up. Get out the car.
For what?
Get out the car.
For what? For what?
Get out the car,
For
man.
what?
Hey,
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't.
What are you doing? Don't touch me. Do not touch my
Don't
girlfriend.
touch me, bro.
She's not
Don't
doing
touch
this.
Tell you one more time.
Don't touch me.
Why
Why are you touching me? Why are you touching me? Why are you touching
Don't
me?
touch my
What am I
girlfriend.
getting out the car for?
Get out.
What am I getting out the car for?
I'm trying to tell my
What am I getting out the car for? What am I getting out for?
And look how much patience he has. Again, from a tactical perspective, this is terrible. You think a guy would be able to stand there and just stand that close? Of course, the other guy did it. It's terrible. They could just jump on this dude.
For what? For what? I'm gonna be late for work. What are you talking about? For what? What are you doing? For what? What are you doing? What? For what? For what? For what? For what? For what? What? Serious, bro? Get the f*** out here, bro. Get the f*** over. For what? For what? For what?
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
For what?
Get on the ground.
For what? What are you doing? For what? I will.
Give me your hand.
So that's that. So this is. I mean, again, this is society. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And that's obviously just police stuff. But, again, Me Too movements and other types of craziness. And, of course, this translates oftentimes into relationships. The refusal to be held accountable is a problem for us all. You're absolutely right about that, Chris. It all could have easily been avoided. And cops talk about this, right? They go to trainings and stuff, or they train community people in the community about how not to get, how to cooperate with the police and what the laws are when the cop tells you to get out the car. Even if you don't like it, you got to get out. This is why the birth rate is declining. Yeah. So it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. So, and this is why men don't want to deal with this type of thing. Why people can't hold on to jobs. They go to therapists like Anita, and then they end up staying for a week. And she tells them that you got to look at yourself in the mirror, that you just run away. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. So, all right, that's my show for tonight. I appreciate you guys checking in. Make sure you guys have a great rest of your night and weekend. Make sure that you stay warm. And thank you so much for that, Landon Dallas. Feminism about power and nothing else. It's terrible. Terrible. Thank you for that $2. I appreciate it. Thank you. Peace and blessings to you guys. You guys have a great, great night. So take care. Much love and peace.